Emily Henderson here. Today I'm going to show you how to create an indoor plant garden. Now indoor plants were kind of out for a while and now they're back, they're becoming way more popular. So I'm going to show you how you can do it where it looks really eclectic and collected, but at the same time intentional. First tip is make sure you start with a plant or a tree that's really large in scale. If you have a ton of plants and they're all really small, it looks really bitsy and can be very messy. So you choose one big plant and build the collection off of that. This is my favorite. It's called the fiddle leaf fig tree, and it's so great because it's really graphic and really bold. Tip number 2 is make sure you have a variety of different levels. So I've brought in this white lacquer table because it's going to keep all the plants from being off of the floor. If I just have one big tree and then the rest that are on the floor, it's going to look unintentional and kind of messy again. I'm going for a more modern look, so this white lacquer table is going to keep everything really clean. At the same time, it is waterproof and wipeable, so you don't want to obviously put it on wood where it could get damaged. Tip number 3 is to have a well-balanced composition. So I have this huge plant over here, so I'm going to balance it out with a more medium-sized plant over here. You could have them be symmetrical, but for a more collected look, I want them to be a little bit imperfect. So I have big, medium, and then in the middle, I have a collection of various different heights. And make sure that they are kind of overlapping each other. You don't want them to be perfectly placed. That can look really forced and boring. Instead, create a really pretty landscape effect. Tip number 4, make sure you vary the texture of the plants. So I have these fig leaves that are really big and bold and graphic. Then I have this plant, which is a little bit airier and softer and drapey. And then I have this fern that's long and skinny and kind of pointy. So they are all green, so they all work together, obviously, but they have different textures, so it gives it more of a collected feeling. Okay, so for tip number 5, make sure that all of your pots coordinate and are in the same color palette. You want to vary the textures of the pots, and this one obviously has a lot of personality, and some of them are simpler, but you don't want to have a ton of pots that are in crazy different patterns and colors unless you're going for that look, and that's a little bit more old world. Here, I want to do something more modern and clean and fresh. So most of the pots are white, then I have one yellow pot and one gold pot because that is working with the rest of the color palette in this room. Alright, so there you have it, folks, how to create a really beautiful indoor plant garden. Very simple and very easy if you just follow those 5 rules, and your house can be someday as beautiful